This video is intended to update you on where I am and what I have planned for the remainder of Unit X. For this unit, I have stepped away from the tune abides, my previous project, and instead began looking into other ways of producing sound from human movement, this time in a less literal form. To demonstrate the 4 learning outcomes of this unit, my main focus will be to exhibit a piece of work in the Benzie vertical gallery. I have proposed 3 devices that will be scattered across the building. Greatly influencing these concepts is designer Nick Ramage for his theatrical pieces of work that have a clear signature style. At the entrance stands my first object, Ballad of the Benzie Building. A large music box-like device that strikes a note on a xylophone key whenever someone leaves or enters the building, creating a melody from human traffic. This idea is greatly inspired by musician and engineer Wintergarden and his marble machine that has collected over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. My second piece, Claps for Craps, intends to find the humorous side of a very specific movement, bowel movement. A motorised rubber hand slaps against the wall, creating a clapping noise whenever the door to the toilets are opened or closed, effectively giving the audience an applause for using the loos. I've been doing research into other clapping machines, and some notable inspirations are Martin Smith's variable speed applause machine for its clever mechanism and beautiful resolved form, and then Simone Yates' applause machine for its sheer comedy value. My third object, the joke elevator, once again finds humour from our actions. The device picks up upon the conversations that occur whilst waiting for the lifts. When someone feels that their joke didn't land or the conversation just needs enhancing, they can insert a coin to get a quick on the snare drum and crash cymbal. In drumming terms, this is known as a sting. Please watch my video proposal for a more comprehensive insight into these 3 designs. I have started working on a rough prototype for each object. To give an example of what I am doing from home, here are some examples of problems I have come across during prototyping Claps for Craps and how they have been resolved. To drive the hand, I purchased a high-speed 12-volt motor on Amazon, as the stepper motors I have been using previously do not have the adequate speed needed to get a good clapping noise. However, soon I realised that this motor is a little bit too quick and requires some regulating. I bought a DC motor control board for Arduino, and now I can control the speed it runs at. To know when to start clapping, I am using a sharp infrared distance sensor that will be mounted above the door frame and will trigger when the door opens. The sensor works between 100 to 800 mil, but when out of range it outputs 300 mil, and I'm not sure why. I therefore made a piece of code that tells the motor to spin whenever the received value isn't 300 mil. However, this didn't work as it flickers around the value and is never exact. The program I have created now creates a list of values that the sensor outputs when the door is closed. This list is added up and then divided to create a mean value. If the sensor ever reads something that is over 10% out of this average, then it will create an applause. As there is no certainty to when the university workshops will be safe to open again, I have made a contingency plan. The 3 designs were originally going to be made out of tapered blocks of wood glued together, similar to the barrel building technique I used to create the tune abide scale model. However, they have now been adapted to need just a laser cutter with the nut and bolt fastening method that I've developed over the past year or so. Upon researching manufacturers that have laser cutting services, I came across Laserly, a self-service laser lab based in Macclesfield. They charge only £27 per hour and it is a short train ride away. I have covered these contingency plan costs in the vertical gallery proposal. As soon as I hear back from the vertical gallery curators, I will purchase the remaining electric components and create a working prototype for each object over the next 2 weeks. This gives me 1 month from the 12th of April to the 11th of May to get the prototypes to a professional looking standard, working flawlessly and looking like an exhibition piece. During this time, I can also continue to make video documentation and develop all of the supporting documents. Between the Unit X hand-in and degree show, whenever it may be, I shall finalise my website and business card designs and apply to the competitions mentioned in my UX learning tracker. I hope this video has informed you of where I am in the project and what I plan on doing over the final 6 weeks. Cheers.